I'm Gaurav from Korn Ferry FutureStep International, which is world's leading executive search firm. I have about 9 years of experience in the recruitment industry, and if you look at recruiting from a standpoint when we are doing the recruiting now, than the way it used to happen earlier, I think there is a lot of influence of marketing and sales within the entire recruitment life cycle, because these days niche talent is anyways very scarce in quantity. So to attract the talent, it's not just enough to tell them about what the job description is all about. You really need to tell them about the other career opportunities or the other aspects which are related to the company. So in terms of the way marketing is related is, so simple approach is just telling what the job description is. But marketing is about selling the benefits, selling the career opportunity in a long term, and selling other intangible benefits which comes with along that opportunity. So marketing and HR, so the way we look at recruiters now is they need not be plain recruiters. They have to have marketing flair, because same candidate is approached by multiple clients or let's say multiple agencies for the same job. So it is highly imperative, if the recruiter does not have strong marketing skills, candidate may slip out of, let's say, his catch, and then the recruiter may not just end up having that particular candidate. See, when you have marketing coupled with HR, see, reaching out to anybody in the age of digital market is not very difficult. I think you have LinkedIn, you have Facebook, and you have several other social media platforms. So reaching is, I would not say that's difficult. If a pitch, if I have to say, if a pitch while a recruiter is pitching a particular job description, if that comes from a marketing standpoint, chances are high the candidate will be engaged more, he will ask more questions, the discussion will move on from a plain job description standpoint to more employer branding as to what does the brand really stands for. And when the candidate engages in that discussion because of the marketing influence of that pitch, chances are you might end up hiring that candidate, and hence, so in that case, you might be putting in the same effort, let's say what other company might be doing, but your effort will be extremely smart. So let's say if you're putting only 50% of your effort, that will be delivering results, rather than putting in, let's say, more effort and less results. Yeah. Yes, but social is again a misnomer. I mean, not all platforms really conjure up to be concluded within social platform. If you look at, we have Facebook, we have Twitter, we have Instagram, and then we have LinkedIn. But LinkedIn is the primary resource of actually recruiting somebody. Though Facebook and Twitter are still coming up, but when we talk about the entire social media, I think there are few tools which really stand out, and I think they have a lot of potential, because these tools, these social media platforms which are coming up, I think they are giving real fight to established online job portals. Though online job portals still have their USPs when we are looking at a frontline workforce who have work experience of about, let's say, 1 to 5 years, or at the max 6-7 years. But when it comes to recruiting people at mid-level or let's say senior level, reliance is more on these active social professional portals like LinkedIn than maybe going on to job boards. So yes, but what I would advise people to go and do it is, once they send an invite to connect with somebody, do not send a very generic invite which is say that, hi, I would like to invite you to my LinkedIn professional network. No, don't use that pitch. Have a very customized pitch, a one-liner or a two-liner with respect to each individual you're trying to connect with. And also, that's once that pitch is very sharp and very to the point, chances are the other person will accept your invite. Second advice would be, don't send invite to just anybody in the market. Send invite to people who are subject matter experts, who have a certain stronghold in the market. That's another. And once a person accepts your invite, top that acceptance invite with a telephonic call, because that again leads to a higher brand recall. And if that telephonic call leads to a meeting, then it is an all the more like sealing the entire deal. See, the way the roles are evolving now in the entire ecosystem is, none of the role is being performed in a silo. I mean, it's not that you're just confined to a desk or you're just confined to a cabin and you do your job well. That's not how the roles are getting defined or getting evolved. Each role requires a certain set of interpersonal communications. It requires a certain degree of general knowledge, common sense, and sensitivities towards various cultures. One advice I would like to give is, when students are studying within their schools or colleges, I think they should actively participate in some extracurricular activities rather than just confining themselves to books. they should indulge in sports, because that's a team effort, that's a team activity which fosters team building, which fosters acceptance of another individual's mistakes. It fosters utilizing somebody else's strengths, and also extracurricular activities that opens you to interact with other people, because that's very imperative when a candidate is joining a new company. I mean, they always have some apprehension that whether I should approach that person, what will he think. So in that case, if somebody is indulging in some creative pursuits like theater, or let's say extempore, debating, those kind of things will really open that person at a very young age.